Hello everyone, welcome back to the Brian Miller Tech channel, and today I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to do ever since I got my MacBook. Show off the accessories you can have with this thing. So, these couple of weeks, I've really enjoyed my MacBook Pro. Maybe a little too much. I'm pretty much on it every single day, like, not even kidding. It's the main device I use nowadays because the screen's so incredible. The video editing is super smooth, like on the timeline and everything, and I just really enjoy this machine. So to celebrate that, I just want to make another video on it about the accessories I've been using with it, and I think that you should be using it with it too. So probably the most major accessory everyone's going to be needing nowadays with the MacBook Pros is a backpack or a bag for them. Well, I chose the backpack route. Basically, I kind of just did a random Amazon search and searched backpack for laptop, with a laptop sleeve, that kind of thing. And I found this. It's a Tizola. I don't know if that's actually how you say it or not, but you can see there it says Tizola. And basically, it's just it's a backpack. But it has a couple of cool features with it. So up here on the very top, we have a I guess locks. So what you can do is you can put these inside of there so you can lock your bag if you like have it somewhere where it might get opened into because people are weird and want to steal your stuff, especially if you have Apple stuff in here, which I do. So I'm glad that's there. I haven't used it yet because I haven't really gone out much yet, of course, but when I do, that's a nice feature to have. So there's a lock on top. On the side here, we got, of course, your side pockets right there. And over here, it caught my attention. There are cables inside that you can plug in a battery bank, or you can have like your phone in there and have like headphones connected, that kind of thing. So you have external ports for USB charging and audio. So that's pretty cool. I don't really think I'll ever use that in my life, but just having that there, and for someone who thinks that's what they need in life, well, it's there. So that's good. But let's go ahead and get into of course, we'll explore the space of the backpack, but first let's get into the first pocket on the very front. This is my mostly cable and like hard drive pocket, if you will, and dongles if I need it. So basically what I have here is a dongle that I linked in my past MacBook video. This is the dongle I use. So it's a USB 3.0 dongle, so it's not Thunderbolt, unfortunately, but it literally has everything you need. It has, a lot of these ports are already on the MacBook already, but the main one I find interesting is just the 3 USB-A ports on the very top. Those are very handy for me, of course, because, well, USB-A is still a port people use Apple. So I had to buy one, but it also has USB 3.0 charging as well. So it's a pretty nice one, but all I use is just for the USB-A, honestly. That's it. So there's that. So the side. This is a cable that goes with this bad boy. Let me find it here. The Samsung portable SSD, the T7. You see that right there, the Samsung T7, and this thing is so cute. It's really little and small, but it's a 1 terabyte SSD. I wanted fast storage for my MacBook, so I wanted to make sure I got something good, and I got this is the cheapest one too, it's around $100, and honestly, this thing has been great. Hasn't failed once. It's carrying all of the YouTube footage that I'm shooting, and I just edit off of this SSD with Filmora 11, and it runs smooth. It's really fast. So I'll have this linked in the description too. I'll have everything that you see today in my bag linked in the description below. But yeah, really fast SSD for a really great price, and it's a terabyte. I like it. So there's that over there, and of course you have other cables. This cable is for my mouse, which you'll see in just a second. It says Logitech. You probably know what I got. But there's that charging cable, and this is the alternative cable for the SSD. It's a USB 3.0 cable to USB-A to USB-C cable. So there's that. Anything else in here? Oh yeah, we got the USB dongle for said mouse. And I also do have an SD card. I have this SD card, the SanDisk Ultra 64 gigabyte. I'm aware there's larger sizes than 64, but all of this is doing is just carrying the sound from my audio from the PCs I record my audio on to my MacBook, since it has an SD card on the side. So that's what I use this for, and audio sizes aren't big usually. It's like a couple megabytes, so yeah, that's really, really handy, and I carry this around with me at all times. So there's that. Now, as you can see, it's now empty, but we'll go ahead and get to this bigger pocket over here. And the other thing I carry in here right now is the HDMI cable that I'm using for my MacBook for one of my monitors in my game room or whatever, wherever I go. You know, if I go to TV and I need to quickly connect my MacBook to either projector or TV, if that ever comes up. I have a high-speed HDMI cable, so that's really, really needy, and I'm so thankful that port's on the MacBook now. But I also carry in here the MacBook Pro. Not MacBook Pro, oh my gosh, no, the iPad Pro. Truth be told, I really don't use this thing. I love the iPad, I love the ProMotion, the screens are great, and you know, just for consuming like Netflix and Disney Plus, it's wonderful. But my wife gets way more use out of this device than I do. So basically this thing is hers. I just use it occasionally if I need to write up something on my Mac, but I need to bring this to like, I don't know, church, like a church sermon or whatever. I basically just write on my MacBook and then airdrop it to the iPad and then just read it off there, which is, you know, the Apple ecosystem going on, which is great. But yeah, I'll carry the iPad in there. And really the iPad is just for a really, really big screen if I don't want to use my MacBook as my watching screen, which I usually do. But if I don't, I have the iPad with me too. So yeah, mainly my wife's iPad, but I still use it occasionally. So we'll keep that over there. And that's all in that bag, as you can see, pretty empty. But there is quite a bit of space in this backpack. So the whole tablet sleeve, you have sleeves for like cables or whatever you can put in there right there. And this sleeve, it's, you know, pretty good for all this, which is awesome. Which I'm surprised all that fits in. Oh, okay. Minus that. It's good for all that, you know? So that's good. But let's get to the big pocket, the main pocket, which has all the bigger stuff in it, which is probably a little bit more interesting. So yeah, that's the bigger pocket, if you can see there. In this pocket right here, as you can probably tell, this is the MagSafe cable. I love the way this cable feels, and especially to bend up and basically roll around like this. It feels great, and the quality is wonderful. So thank you, Apple, for making it braided and not like the old MagSafe cables where they were just fringed at the ends at all times. So good job there, Apple. Put that over there. In this pocket, I usually have my USB-C to Lightning cable in here. I know it's a very random placement, but I'm using that to charge my phone, which I'm shooting off of right now. So that's why it's not in there, but usually it's in there. And the reason I put it up in a zipped up place inside here is because it's that old quality cable. It gets very fringed up and very just everywhere. It's not braided. So keeping it contained in there is good, for me at least. But let's go all the way down here. Right here I have the PS5 DualSense controller. And now you're probably like really, really mad at me because I have a controller in my bag and I only have a MacBook. Listen, I don't game on the MacBook, modern games at least, because you can't, but I do emulate PS1 games on here. Like right now I'm playing Spider-Man PS1. Really, really fun game, but also being able to just play it on my MacBook on the go, and it runs great, emulation-wise at least. I mean, hey, this controller is great for that. You know, it's original PS1 game, so all the controls are mapped to it, and you know, square, square, X is X, that kind of thing. So yeah, and plus this controller is one of the best controllers ever. Like, it feels amazing in my hands, and the quality is wonderful. So yeah, if you, for any system you have, really, PC or Mac, I definitely recommend the DualSense controller. But let's put this aside right here. Now, as you know, of course, your boy had to get a Logitech MX Master 3. because, well, if you're a MacBook and you don't have one of these, you're crazy. But this mouse is wonderful. Like, I love the feel of this mouse. It is wonderful, and like the comfort in the hand, it's wonderful. And one of the main reasons why I got this mouse was this side wheel, because with editing, I love having with the touchpad, trackpad, whatever, you can just, do side to side horizontal, and with this, it has a side wheel, so you can actually do that with your thumb like that on a mouse, and you get also that precision with the mouse. And this mouse just feels wonderful. The scroll wheel's great. Ergonomics is just wonderful. Like, this is literally the best mouse I think ever. I haven't tried many mouses, but I've tried, Razer mice and Glorious Model O mice, which I love the Glorious Model O, by the way. It's a great mouse, but unfortunately I broke it. But maybe I'll get it one day. But this is a good mouse, and anyone who has a MacBook needs this, or any computer, honestly. They need this mouse. Which, that mouse is $100, which is pretty expensive for a mouse. I understand that, but I think it's well worth it. All right, we got the power brick. This is a 67-watt power adapter for my MacBook. Honestly, this thing charges it pretty quickly. I don't have any problems with it. I just plug it in, and it's charged up pretty fast, so I don't really need the 97-watt one at all. But yeah, this 67-watt adapter is great. I like it. And the last thing in the big, well, not last thing, but the last accessory in the big pocket is this boy. Yeah, Magic Mouse. Now, hey, don't throw me to the side. Don't throw me off a bridge, but this mouse, it's kind of cool. The main reason why it's in my bag is clout. No, I'm just kidding. This is a really good mouse, especially for the iPad Pro. With the iPad Pro, actually having the gestures on here and using it, it's pretty good. I hate the way this feels in my hand. It's like a flat muffin. Like, look at that. That's terrible. It's so skinny. Like, this is not ergonomic, Apple. And also, of course, the dreaded USB, or the lightning port on the bottom. But honestly, this thing charges fast enough, and it lasts a while that I haven't charged this thing in months. It's still running, so yeah. But of course, it has that editing quirks, like I said, with the MX Master 3. You can do this to do the horizontal scrolling and whatnot, but this thing is just a lot better than this. But it looks cool. It looks like a glass egg. But yeah, the Magic Mouse, it is what it is. It's not the greatest mouse in the world, but for occasional mouse working on the iPad or editing, it's pretty good for that. But of course, the main boy that I've already made a video on, the MacBook Pro 14-inch M1, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there it is. This is my favorite piece of tech in a very, very long time. Like, the MacBook Pro, M1 Pro MacBook Pro was honestly just one of the greatest inventions Apple has ever made. And I sound like a shill right now, but honestly, it's just, this thing has changed my life. In terms of productivity, in terms of consuming content and media, there's just nothing like it. And I don't know, I'm excited for future updates, but I don't really feel like I have to upgrade in like many years in the future because this thing is so great. But let's plug everything into this bad boy. We're going to start off with the Magic Mouse because we're crazy. All right, so we got the Magic Mouse connected, and as you can see on the screen, it's all working. Go ahead and go to Safari, scroll down some YouTube. And yeah, the scrolling on this thing is really smooth. That's another thing I like about it, is like it's almost like using this thing, but the mouse. That's one complaint I kind of have with this thing, which I guess I'll connect to it now with the MX Master 3, is that the scrolling, it just seems a bit jittery. Like, even like on the smooth mode, I don't know, it's just, I feel like it gets caught up on my finger too easily. So I'm not the biggest fan of the scrolling on this. So there's that. Also, the sensitivity is way too high. All right, we have it fixed now. So, but other than that, like this mouse, when just regular day-to-day use, especially for video editing. In fact, let me pull up the timeline over here really quickly. we'll just go ahead and open a project on the side. First, I have to plug in my SSD because all that stuff is saved on there. So let's go ahead and do that. Not with USB-A though, with USB-C. So we're just gonna plug it in like that. Boom. And then plug it into the side. USB-C port, lightning port right here. So let's go ahead and open a project here, and we're gonna go to the Apple event. Sure, why not? Open, and yeah, as you can see, which is magic there, I can use the side scrolling on the timeline. You can see right there. And it's great. I genuinely love this, but of course, if this is really big, you can just drag it all the way down and make it smaller, and you can just glide through easily. Okay, let's get some playback going here. So I press play, you know, it's just really smooth, and yeah, I love this thing. Not a hitch to it. I'm excited to edit this video later on this thing. By the way, I have a whole Twitch channel that I should probably be advertising. It's official Brian Miller on Twitch. So if you want to go there, follow me, interact with me, talk to me. That's the best place to do it. I go live every now and then. But yeah, if you want to talk to me, you want to watch me play games with my wife, official Brian Miller on Twitch. I'll see you there. For funsies, we're going to go ahead and plug in the SD card slot into the side there. Easy. Apple, why did you take it away in the first place, you weirdos? And then as you can see, it pops up right there. But, you know, I have a USB-A dongle, so let's use it. A USB-A device. Plug it in there. Plug it in there. And it says keyboard setup assist. I'm gonna quit it because I don't need it. So let's pretend we have a TV to the side over here. Gonna go ahead and plug it in. Here we go. We're connected to a TV. And next, let's plug in MagSafe. Now, one of the greater things I like about the new MagSafe is that this whole cable is attachable in the first place. Because used to, it was just connected to the brick itself. And that's annoying because if it breaks, the whole brick is gone too. So, but no, it's easy now. You just plug it into USB-C like that. All right, we're back with it over here. Let's go ahead and plug MagSafe in. Well, that's it. That's all I have in terms of accessories for your MacBook. These are the essentials. These are what you need in day-to-day use if you're a content creator. SD card slot is a big win. External SSD is a given. You need that, especially if you get the base model like I did. This one only has 512 gigabytes of storage, so an extra terabyte on the side is great. Make sure it's fast enough for all your needs. A dongle for USB-A, really important. And an HDMI cord if you're ever going to need to connect a TV, if you don't need a dongle. In fact, I can honestly probably buy another dongle online that's like USB-C to A, like one, and just sticks on the side and plug it in at all times. I could probably do that because honestly, a big old dongle isn't really needed these days anymore. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, that's okay. Go ahead and dislike it. And leave me a comment in the comment section of what you want to see next. And if you have any criticisms for me, I'll gladly take them. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.